Hello everybody and welcome back to another video channel, blah 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 blah. You know how it is. So today I'm in Minecraft because currently I am going through art block, which is very rare for me and probably won't last more than about 3 days. I'm sure I'll have an idea sometime. So I would actually like to talk about something today, and that is, on one of my videos I had said I had played the game. When I actually hadn't. I was thinking of another game. And if you know what video I'm talking about, it is a Scooby-Doo video on the channel. And I thought that 100 Nights was in reference to Scooby-Doo Night of Frights, right? Well, I actually found out that the game that game references is a GameCube game from, I think, 2001, something like that. And so the interesting thing about that is I actually bought the game, Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, because I thought, you know what, I might as well play it and get my own opinion on it. And also, I would like to say something about Scooby-Doo. I've recently been seeing a lot of Scooby-Doo videos, and they're painting some of the games in a bad light. More specifically, Scooby-Doo and the Spooky Swamp for the Wii. Basically the last Scooby-Doo game we've got. And I think that people are being a little harsh when they say it's nothing but fetch quests. Which, yes, it is, but you've also got to remember these games aren't designed for adults. They're designed for children, and really a fetch quest for a child is challenging. And I think when you compare it to the lens of if a Scooby-Doo game was for an adult, it would probably be very different, you know? And I know a lot of people say that Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights is a cult classic among Scooby-Doo fans, but personally, I've never played it, and I'm excited to. I have the game right here, as you probably can hear, and the one problem with it is I do not have my controller yet or the SD card I bought for to play the game. I might make a setup and actually film me playing the game, but at the same time, I don't know. It depends on when it comes in, because most of my stuff is supposed to be in around June 1st. And I leave on the 5th. So more than likely, if I post any footage, it will probably be after I get home. And because if you don't know, I'm going on vacation. And it's actually funny because when I'm on vacation, I'll be staying with my best friend and going to summer camp and stuff. And yeah, I will say the game came well packaged. The CD is smaller than I thought, but I've heard that a lot of GameCube games are on smaller CDs. And that's why you have the game cartridge, is because the CD holds the files, but the game cartridge holds the storage for any of the games you play. So, with that in mind, it's really interesting. And I also thought about buying a GameCube, right? I was like, maybe I could get a GameCube. They're $200. Who decided that a GameCube had to be $200? It's an ancient piece of machinery, and also, you can get a Wii for about $100. With 4 controllers, and you can play the same games on it. Like, I think it's funny. And then on top of that, you've got the first handhelds, Switch systems. Or, well, that's a lie. Not the first, but the first popularized handheld gaming systems. The DS, 3DS, and 2DS from Nintendo. And they're all over $200 to $300. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, at this point, just buy a new, Switch and call it good. You don't need a Switch 2, just buy the Switch. I mean, especially when there's, so few games out for the Switch 2. I'm probably not going to get mine until, Animal Crossing whatever comes out, the new Animal Crossing game. And I know some of you are probably going to be thinking about leaving a comment. Just get it and play Poketopia. Poketopia is good, but Pokemon has never been, a really big game I've played. And because of that, I'd get it, and I probably would make content on it, but I also need to get a PC first, because I'd actually like to get some, better recording equipment, because right now I film everything on an iPad, probably, as you could see if you're like paying attention to the video. And it's good for what's the word? It's good for speed paints and stuff, especially on Procreate, but when it comes to actual editing, the editing software isn't all there. And it's completely fine. I'm not like, you know, oh, I need this to be successful on YouTube, because I mean, in the past like month that I've been here, I've already, got 50 subscribers, almost 60 at this point. And I'm really thankful for that, and I'm really thankful that 60 people are interested in my content, especially because we're inching our way to 100. And you know, it's funny because everyone says the first 100 subscribers is always the hardest, and that may be true. I mean, heck, I've seen people that have been on YouTube for years and they still don't get more than like 2 subscribers. And you know, I just think for me personally, there's like only so much we can actually do to push our content, because the algorithm takes care of it and puts it on people's page who they think will watch it based on previous watches. And the funny thing is small creators tend to watch other small creators, you know? Like, I'm subscribed to a lot of small creators as it is, because I think what's the harm in subscribing to someone who's just trying to become a YouTuber? You know, I think about, who was it? Like, I'm subscribed to Callie Wave, like I had mentioned in the last video. And I find her tutorials on art and her thoughts on it very interesting. I enjoy her shorts, like, I definitely do. And would I want to make a collab with her in the future? Maybe. I mean, it would be cool. But I don't even know what it would be about. I think it would be cool in the future to get a ton of artists together around the same, like, skill level, and, like, you know, not super big creators, but like maybe at most like 200, maybe 1,000 subscribers if they'd want to do it, and just make a massive piece together. You know, I think that one of the things about the art community is we try our best to include each other, and also, you know, we're very supportive. And that might sound narcissistic to some people, but, you know, I like to think that we try our best to be supportive of other artists. And it can be really disheartening for a new artist to join a site and then immediately start getting criticism. And I know that valid criticism is valid, but there's a difference between valid criticism and just straight up hate, especially when it comes to like hands and stuff, because even where I am now, I still struggle with drawing hands. And like, if I had to, I probably would not like try and learn hands again, because oof, they're just so fun. Like, I can draw them now and I can draw them okay, but sometimes I draw the hand and the arm a little too big, and then I've got to resize it in using the scale tool. And, or well, would it be the lasso? I guess the lasso and select tool, but you know what I mean. And yeah, so I got circling back to my main thought, the Scooby-Doo game Night of 100 Frights I will be playing, and then I also got Scooby-Doo Unmasked, and they both were released on GameCube. The interesting thing is so far from what I've been seeing, every console that Wii has released, like really old ones and really new ones, have had Scooby-Doo games, at least 2, or well, at least 1. But the Switch didn't have one, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I almost guarantee, because, you know, the Switch came out in, let me think, 2016, 2017, something like that, 2018, you know, and that's when Be Cool Scooby-Doo was around, and I almost guarantee they were working on a Be Cool Scooby-Doo video game, and it never came out because the show faced such backlash, and Warner Brothers was like, we are not putting our name on this. And I think that a lot of diehard fans of the series would probably still buy the game just to see what it's like. I mean, I really loved Be Cool Scooby-Doo for the simple fact of it was a comic relief series. It was never supposed to be taken literal. Like, it preyed on the worst characteristics of each character. I do not understand why they gave Daphne her whole random vibe. I guess it was because really her just being a heartthrob for Fred wasn't great. But I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, I think that's it for today. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.